channel, Are You Trippin'? And hopefully by the title and the intro, you have probably already guessed that this channel is going to be about travel and lifestyle. And I just first want to shout out all the YouTubers that have inspired me so much with subscribing to their channels, whether it's about fashion or building houses out of sticks and mud and, you know, RVers and van lifers to whatever. I've been so inspired, and I thought I have something to share, and I travel, and I've had some great experiences. So I'm going to be sharing with you videos about lifestyle and travel. So just to kick things off, I want to first share with you a little bit about me. I woke up one day and I came to the startling, wonderful realization that I'm a loner. And I love being around people. I do. But I like being alone more. I like being in myself alone. And there are things that I do as a loner that are a little bit shocking to other people sometimes, like traveling by myself, going to restaurants by myself, going to a movie by myself, going shopping by myself, sitting down having tea by myself. And people are like, what are you doing? You're all by yourself? Are you okay? I'm like, yeah. Like, well, where are you? I'm in Thailand. By yourself? By myself. I was a middle child growing up. And I'm sure there's a combination of things that led me to this point. Like, I can remember as a kid playing by myself a lot, talking to myself a lot, and I was in good company. And one day, I was listening to one of our ministers, the smartest man on the planet. And he said something out of the clear blue that kind of struck me for the first time in my marriage. And that was, if you want to go out and, you know, have a good time or whatever, and you're waiting on somebody, I'm just paraphrasing, something like this, then go by yourself. And it just never dawned on me that I could go by myself while I was married. Because somewhere in my mind, because I was married, I had to be going with my husband all the time. And he wasn't the kind of man that didn't trust me to, you know, go. I mean, I would go on several business trips, you know, overnighters, 2-dayers, within our state, you know. And it was never like he didn't trust me. So I could have gone. He preferred to stay home and watch sports. I wanted to get out of the house after working all week and cooking and cleaning and looking after the kids. So that was a revelation when our minister said that. So you know what I did? I challenged myself to go to a movie and a restaurant by myself. And I got to be honest with you, it was awkward. You know, it's kind of like looking around and you're seeing people have these conversations and you're sitting there alone. And, you know, I was feeling a little out of sorts at first, but the food and the movie were good. So I had a good time. As a child, I still liked being by myself. I don't know if it was because I was a middle child, or I don't know the dynamics of that, but I just liked being by myself. And when I became older, and I went to college and I had to live in the dorms with great roommates. I've had some great roommates. And then I ended up living with my first kid's dad. You know, we were engaged. And this was like right at the end of college, right when I graduated from college. And even after having my kid, and me and his dad didn't make it to the altar, I still enjoyed just being alone. It would just be me and him. And I thought, I'm going to disrupt my life a little bit and get married. And I met this guy from Cuba. We got involved. We got married, right? And I tried it, and things didn't work out. 2 kids after that. So I find myself a single parent again. And then I find myself married again a couple of years after that. And I was married to that person for 23 years. And our marriage was, you know, like most marriages, you had some good times, you had some not so good times and whatnot. But there came a point in our marriage where it seemed like we weren't doing anything together. Like we weren't going to the movies together or going out to eat together unless it was a birthday or something like that. Fast forward. I ended up moving to Los Angeles, California. My husband and I at the time had a plan to relocate there. But I went ahead because my job offers started coming in, and I work in public health, so I just decided I'm going to go ahead and set things up, and you can break things down in Kansas City when you're ready to come or whatever, when you get things worked out here. We were trying to sell a house and all that kind of stuff, right? And I got to LA, and I was living with my good friend, Miss Laura. She's one of the queens of comedy. She's an excellent, roommate, just a true sister. And I was reluctant because I wasn't used to moving in with other people who were helping me out, but we attended the same Bible school. So she was like, hey sis, come and flop with me until you get yourself together. And that's what I did. And so I ended up getting my own place. I ended up renting a duplex in Los Angeles. Some folks say the hood, but hey, I rented a duplex and it was nice. And I realized, because my furniture and all that stuff hadn't been transferred to LA yet from our home in Kansas City. So I bought an air mattress, and I bought a huge ottoman, something to sit on or to put my feet up on. I didn't even have a chair. just a queen size air mattress and an ottoman. And I had a TV. And I put all of these things, my clothes, my shoes and stuff, in this duplex. And mind you, I didn't just rent this one bedroom duplex. I rented both sides of the duplex. So I literally had 2 1-bedroom apartments. And that night, after I got moved in, got the keys and moved in, got my stuff put in the closets, I laid down in that bed. And I realized that was the first time in my life that I had ever lived alone. And I really thought I was going to be lonely. But all I felt was joy. All I felt was joy. So all I could do was enjoy the silence when I had it. And I learned to meditate more. And I learned to be in my thoughts more. And I learned to think about what was best for myself. And I learned to reevaluate my friendships and relationships and things like that. So fast forward again. Today, I'm sitting in my RV. I call her Sheba. She's a 1986 Lazy Days 19-foot RV. And I also bought some land on the unction of another really good friend. I bought some land in Arizona. It's very remote, 3,600 feet elevation. It's got dirt roads, no paved roads to get to it. And it's just nature raw, like Joshua trees, like everywhere, right? Bunny rabbits hopping around, road runners, you know, shooting across your land. And there's neighbors that have RVs as well, but they're on their acre and I'm on mine, right? So I'm saying all that to say, you know, I've had people say, Effie, you're going to be up in that mountain all by yourself. You know, you're going to be out there in that RV all by yourself. And every time people say things to me, they usually end the sentence with, all by yourself? You're doing that alone? And sometimes I don't even want to respond, but I usually go, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I don't say the wrong thing, but And why? Because I love it. I love having uninterrupted meditation when I'm just sitting thinking about my Heavenly Father, Mother. And I don't have any interruptions except dealing with my own self, or maybe like right now, the wind that's blowing really hard, or some other small distraction. I really love having uninterrupted meditative time. So, saying all that to say that this is going to be a very interesting channel, and I know this is a very long monologue, but I know that there are some of you out there that are in the same situation, and I would love to hear from you and how you navigate your life as a loner, because for me, I've just come to the realization and acceptance that that's what I am. Doing it. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are people that I love to do things with and even hang out with, you know, or maybe even travel with. But I'm saying that for the most part, I love and I support anyone who is a happy loner. Not lonely, but a happy loner. So I hope that you'll follow the channel, because there are going to be some exciting things, especially when I'm doing some road trips, or if I'm jumping on and off plane going somewhere, or in another country, or just hanging out on my land with the Joshua trees and the bunny rabbits. I'm hoping that it'll be inspiring for someone, and I'm hoping that you will inspire me with your comments and your suggestions and how you navigate being a loner and loving it. Peace.